In the sprawling expanse of the galaxy, the galactic archives stood as a monument to the collective knowledge of countless civilizations. It was said that every secret, every discovery, and every weapon ever conceived was catalogued within its endless halls. For eons, these archives had been a source of strategy and salvation for the galaxy's most advanced species. But now, as the galaxy faced its greatest threat, even the vast repository seemed to offer no answers. The Vorax Swarm, an incomprehensible amalgamation of biological and mechanical terror, had emerged from the void. They consumed entire planets, their adaptive technology rendering even the most advanced weapons obsolete. Plasma cannons, molecular disruptors, and even the devastating quantum obliterators all had failed against their relentless advance. The galaxy teetered on the edge of annihilation, and the Archivists, a council of historians and strategists, were desperate for a solution. Among the Archivists was Ylorin, a young and ambitious scholar known for her unconventional methods. While her peers scoured the archives for forgotten superweapons or ancient alliances, Ylorin delved into lesser-studied sections, seeking inspiration where others saw irrelevance. Her search led her to the human entries, records contributed by one of the galaxy's most recent and seemingly insignificant members. Humans were a peculiar species. Their technological advancements were rudimentary compared to the galaxy's standards, and their planet, Earth, was an unassuming speck in a forgotten corner of the cosmos. Yet, humans had a reputation for adaptability, tenacity, and unpredictability, qualities that intrigued Ylorin. As she scrolled through the entries, something unusual caught her eye, a file labeled Earth's Fauna, classification, and potential applications. She hesitated. Most archivists dismiss such files as biological curiosities of no practical use in warfare. But desperation urged her on. The file opened to reveal an array of creatures unlike anything Ylorin had ever encountered. The first image displayed a honeybee, its delicate wings and minuscule size almost laughable in the context of galactic warfare. Yet, accompanying the image was a detailed explanation of its venom's biochemical properties, capable of interfering with neural pathways in certain organisms. The more she read, the more fascinated she became. Another entry described the octopus, a soft-bodied marine creature with unparalleled intelligence, capable of solving puzzles and mimicking its surroundings with near-perfect camouflage. Its potential for stealth and sabotage was undeniable. Then there was the wolverine, a small but ferocious mammal whose sheer aggression and resilience defied all logic. Ylorin's initial skepticism turned to astonishment. These creatures were not just peculiar. They were uniquely equipped for survival and conflict in ways that no other species' fauna could match. The implications were staggering. She compiled her findings and presented them to the council, her voice trembling with urgency. The archivists listened in silence, their expressions a mixture of disbelief and disdain. When she finished, the room erupted in incredulous murmurs. Insects? Animals? You propose we rely on these creatures to save the galaxy, one elder scoffed. But Ylorin held her ground. We've tried everything else, she argued. Perhaps it's time to trust in the untapped potential of nature itself. The Coalition's leadership finally gave their reluctant approval for a large-scale deployment. A decisive battle loomed on the edge of Coalition space, where Vorax forces were massing for an assault on a critical star system. Every traditional defense had been exhausted, leaving only Ylorin's unconventional solution. With no other options, Earth's fauna would take the field. The preparation was meticulous. Swarms of honeybees were genetically adapted to survive in alien atmospheres while retaining their venom's potency. Specially designed drop pods housed octopus sabotage teams, equipped with lightweight support technology to enhance their natural abilities in aquatic Vorax biolabs. Wolverines, their instincts sharpened but left otherwise unchanged, were fitted with minimal protective gear to withstand the alien terrain. Despite these efforts, doubt hung heavy over the assembled fleet. As the battle commenced, the Vorax Swarm moved with their usual precision and brutality, overwhelming the Coalition's initial defensive lines. But then, the unexpected struck. Clouds of honeybees, deployed across multiple battle zones, targeted Vorax drones with unerring accuracy. The tiny creatures infiltrated air vents and weak points in the drone's armor, delivering venom that fried their internal bioelectric circuits. Entire waves of Vorax units faltered, their movements jerky and uncoordinated, before collapsing altogether. Meanwhile, in the depths of a Vorax command ship, the octopus teams went to work. Using their camouflage and dexterity, they bypassed layers of security undetected. They dismantled key biofabrication units and disabled vital power nodes. The Vorax's supply chain crumbled, their reinforcements delayed or rendered inert. Alien engineers observing the operation were astounded. These seemingly fragile creatures outmaneuvered the galaxy's most advanced predators with grace and cunning. On the ground, the wolverines unleashed chaos. Deployed in the midst of Vorax infantry, their ferocity was unmatched. They attacked relentlessly, targeting critical components with surgical precision. Even when surrounded, they tore through their enemies with an almost supernatural resilience. The Vorax, accustomed to overwhelming their opponents with superior strength, found themselves outmatched by creatures they could not intimidate or overwhelm. The battlefield, once a scene of certain defeat, began to shift. The Vorax, for the first time, showed signs of hesitation. Their synchronized movements faltered, their adaptive strategies unable to counter the unpredictability of Earth's animals. Coalition forces, inspired by the unexpected success, rallied behind the Fauna-led assault, pushing the swarm back further than anyone had thought possible. By the end of the battle, the Vorax had suffered a staggering loss. Their forces, thought to be invincible, had been shattered not by technological superiority, but by the raw power of nature. Coalition leaders, once dismissive of Ylorin's plan, now viewed Earth's creatures with a mixture of awe and respect. Reports flooded in from across the galaxy as other battlefronts began implementing similar strategies with equally surprising results. The Vorax Swarm, undefeated for centuries, had been stopped. Not by weapons forged in laboratories, but by the creatures of a small, overlooked planet. Earth's animals had changed the course of the war, proving that the simplest solutions were often the most extraordinary.